Bookies. Today we're going to be talking about my January anticipated. So let's get started. As I do every time I do one of these videos, I am pulling all of the release information from this site called, or this blog rather. It's called bookbirds.com. They are awesome. Check them out. Yeah, here we go. We're doing January 2026. The first one up is Beth is Dead by Bernet. As someone that has not read the original Little Women, I sure do love a Little Women retelling. What did the original talk about? Beats me, but I do love a retelling. Anyways, Beth Marsh's sisters will stop at nothing to track down her killer until they begin to suspect each other in this debut thriller. That's also a bold contemporary reimagining of Little Women. Who would have guessed? When Beth Marsh is found dead in the woods on New Year's Day, her sisters vow to uncover the murderer. Suspects abound. There's the neighbor who has feelings for not one but two of the girls. Lori? Is that his name? Lori. Meg's manipulative best friend, Amy's flirtatious mentor, and Beth's lion-hearted first love. But it doesn't take the surviving girls much digging to uncover motives each one of the Marsh girls had for doing the unthinkable. Jo, an aspiring author with a huge following on social media, would do anything to hook readers. Would she kill her sister for the story? Amy dreams of studying in Europe, but she'll need money from her aunt, money that's always been earmarked for Beth. Meg wouldn't dream of hurting her sister, but her boyfriend might have, and she'll protect him at all costs. Despite the growing suspicion within the family, it is hard to know for sure if the crime was committed by someone close to home. After all, the Marsh sisters were dragged into the spotlight months ago when their father published a controversial bestseller about his own daughters. Beth could have been killed by anyone. Beth's perspective is told in flashback, unfolds next to Meg, Jo, and Amy's increasingly fraught investigation as tragedy threatens to rip the Marshes apart. That sounds really, really good. I still need to read the original Little Women. We have a new Kasie West coming out in January called Room to Breathe. It is a swoony YA romance about Indy and Beau's friendship being shattered, but getting accidentally locked in a bathroom together might be what's needed to reconnect. When the walls close in, the truth comes out. When Indy's life came crashing down, she made a, I think that's a deal no one could know, to the world that she's the same Indy, cool, calm, unshaken, but behind the scenes it's chaos. Her tight-knit crew, Beau, Carolyn, and Ava, were once her everything. Now they're strangers she can't seem to reach, especially Beau. The only person she talks to these days is Cody, a skateboarder she used to think was so not her type. And then, as if things couldn't get weirder, Indy finds herself literally stuck in a school bathroom with Beau, months after silence, and there's no escape. If they want out, they have to face the messy truth about what happened between them and find a way back to what they once had, or maybe even more. Wait, does Kasie West have two coming out in January? Oh, this is a repackaging. Oh, that's so cute. It is a repackaging of P.S. I Like You by Kasie West, which is coming out. The cover looks so cute. I like it. Adrienne Young is coming out with another YA called Saint. I believe this is the standalone in the world of the Narrows, which is like Namesake and what is the other one? The other one that makes the face. It makes the face. I don't know. I'm sorry. And it's about Elias's story, obviously. We also have a new Roshani Chokshi book, The Swan's Daughter. Prince Aris knows that marriage means murder, thanks to a poorly worded wish to AC witch. That is a tongue twister, Roshani. All one needs to rule the Isle of Malice is the heart and the hand of the kingdom's heir. Historically, this has been construed quite literally. Damn. Thus, Aris expects that the day after his marriage and murder, he will wake up as a sentient tree along the rest of his predecessors. Damn. His only chance at a long life is finding true and lasting love. When Aris's parents announce a tournament of brides to compete for his hand and heart, a slew of eligible, lovely, and possibly murderous bachelorettes make their way to Roth Castle. Amidst glittering balls of Ozerwald caves, strolls through menageries, daydream trees, and pearl crocodiles, tea time on glass boats, and kisses that leave his head spinning. Aris cannot tell who is here out of love for him or lust for power until he meets Demelza. As a Veritas Swan, Demelza's song rings out the truth. Forced into hiding, Demelza strikes a deal. Aris will protect her with safekeeping in exchange for her truth-telling song to sort through his potential brides. While Aris is used to dodging death threats, and Demelza is accustomed to fighting for her voice to be heard, to survive the tournament of brides requires a different kind of bravery, and perhaps the bravest thing one can do is not merely protect one's life, but to find the courage to chase a life worth living. It sounds really good. I love a Roshani book. We also have another of the Taylor's Version series by Elizabeth Eulberg called Cruel Summer. The first one was Love Story. This is Cruel Summer. This book I recently got in the mail from the publisher, so I'm going to talk about it. I am excited to read it. It is Dead Fake, and then there is the other one, they're Night Terror, and I believe that they are repackaged, recovered. Anyways, I love the cover. And from Wednesday Books, so thank you, Wednesday Books. Dead Fake is slated to come out in January of 2026. And it says, would you swipe to die? When the new craze takes over Bleak Haven High, Ava Wilson refuses to join in. As the niece of an infamous murderer, it's the last thing she needs. The mysterious website allows people to view their own death and AI-generated version of their final slasher movie moments. But when some of her classmates' deepfakes are replicated in real life, Ava can either catch the killer or be the next victim. And then Night Terror says, who the hell holds up a bookstore? That's what Noah asks when his favorite spot is suddenly targeted by masked attackers. But these people don't want a ransom. They are searching for Bleak Haven's very own urban legend, the Burning Book. When something with a thirst for flesh creeps from its pages, no one must team up with the other hostages to try and escape them all without turning their town into a bloodbath. We also have a new Brigid Kemmerer. I still can never get her last name right. I'm so sorry. Book coming out called Sparking Fire Out. It says, broken loyalties, uncertain fates, two kingdoms hanging in the balance. The exhilarating finale and the Forging Silver series. So I'm not going to read any more. You're going to have to read the Forging Silver series. But yeah, the last one is coming. And the very last book that I'm anticipating for January is The Sundown Girls by L.S. Stratton. It is a YA thriller about a black teen whose family vacation to a town with a terrifying history becomes a desperate search for two missing girls in a fight for survival. When 16-year-old Naomi Stokes and her family head to a secluded cabin in the Shenandoah Valley for summer vacation, they don't know the small mountainous town of Sparksburg, Virginia has a dark and twisted past. But when they arrive, Naomi can't shake the feeling that something in Sparksburg just isn't right. When she learns Sparksburg once had been a sundown town, a town where blacks weren't allowed after sunset lest they be murdered, well, Naomi's unease starts to make sense. As Naomi digs more into Sparksburg's violent origins, she finds herself haunted by a ghost of a girl appearing nightly outside her window. Then she learns of two girls who recently gone missing and suspects the past may still be present in Sparksburg beneath the quaint facade of this tourist town is a palpable danger. When Naomi decides to track the disappearance of the two girls herself and confronts the ghost of another, she becomes suspicious of a local man who has kindled fear in Naomi more than once. When she learns he has a connection to one of the missing girls, Naomi is certain he's responsible for the disappearances. When no one believes her, Naomi takes matters into her own hands, but to save the missing girls, she'll have to finally face her own trauma as a missing girl, and risk losing everything that she loves. It sounds so good. I can't wait to read it. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!